Alright then. Alright, yesterday I had some problems with my controls and my bindings. They were all gone. So I thought, well, let's do another stream setting them all back up again. Let's see. So basically what happened is that you've got files over here, and in this directory app data, local and frontier developments, there are two of them. Top one, Elite Dangerous, options, bindings. There's this file. HES packs, X55, Sandcracker binds. Those are the binds that came with voice attack, or more specifically the HES voice pack, which is over here. Let's open that up in a new window. I don't have to go there. This is where my backups are. Program files. And then go to voice attack. And then you can choose any one. I choose the one with Vesco pack at this moment. That's my latest installed version. And when you go to bindings, I think it was, or is it profiles? Profiles, binds, and then choose the X55 in my case. Okay. Here it is. It's that one, and I have added some more commands to that file, and basically it's all gone again. It has happened for a couple of times now, and I'm getting rather fed up with it. So what I'm gonna do is set it all up again. The only thing is, and let's try it first via this means. If I copy this file, and I will then remove this file and paste it in there. It's basically a very old version, this one. I will then go back to the game and see if it's there, and it's not there. If you can see the game, that is no. Okay, I will try again. Controls, that's the basic standard what he is discovering, because I have a Satec X55 installed. And now it's there. So that's pretty strange. And this is not the one I want, because it basically has all the commands for voice attack in it, but it doesn't have them all, as I can see here, because I had a lot more settings installed there. And also I had some other things set up differently, but apply it for now. I will now go back in there. So it basically now has this file over there. But I don't want this one. I have another one, so I will delete this one. There it is, it's gone now. I will minimize this one. And let's go back to Elite. See what happened. Controls. It's now gone. So in the classic keyboard, only empty generic joystick, keyboard and mouse, HOTAS X55, which is the standard one, and custom. So I will now choose this one just for the hell of it. And load up this one again. Go to my backups, because here's a newer one that I've added to. Copy. And paste it over here. Okay, let's see what's back. Controls. It's not there. So basically what I'm now thinking is that because this file gets corrupted a lot of times, I'm not going to use it anymore. And if you can see here, it always displays this one. Custom binds. It's always there. So why not get all my commands transported into that one? Let's go try that. Let's go see how that looks in Elite. So this, it should be this one, custom. So I have to set all the commands again for my X55 and for voice attack. And that's a lot of work, because there is also a lot of tweaking to be done. And there really is no easy way to do it than to do it hand by hand, because I can't copy the files over. So that's pretty irritating. So I have to know first all the keybinds that I want to install. Well, it's just voice packs. I can help you with that. First you have this little graphic over here. It's basically my joystick. Secondary fire over there. Deploy hardwinds over there. Primary fire. Engine power, select high strat, etc, 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 etc. There are some things that I do differently, so I will put them in differently. So basically I have to follow that for all my HOTAS commands, at least. So I will send this picture over to my Dropbox. Let's do it different. And send to Dropbox. Here we are. Hey, Commander Rip. Welcome. So now I will go to my laptop, which is sitting beside me. And I just got the command that my Dropbox now has the file. open it there in Windows Photo Viewer. There we go. Let's get my chatty up there again so I can at least see it. So now I have on my laptop, I have the screen up with the basic HOTAS commands for my joystick, for my HOTAS system. So that's just this little graphic. So I'm gonna follow it to set up all my HOTAS commands. Oh, you didn't see that, right? Sorry. Okay, I will show you again. It's this graphic. It's my HOTAS. How long I'm on for ripped, I really don't know. I think until I'm done. Until I'm satisfied, doesn't care. So I'm gonna set up all these commands for my HOTAS, and after I've done that, I will set up all the keyboard commands for voice attack, and that's gonna be a real pain. But I have a different way to do that, which is gonna help me. There's a little video supplied by HTS Voice Packs again. And where is that? I think it's over here. Oh no, that's a word command. And there's a YouTube video over there, which we can go to. And it's also over here. Sorry. Skip the bloody ads. This will show you every setting that there was at that time, what you have to enter for your voice attack. There are some new commands in there, so we have to do that afterwards by hand and check them all out if it's all working. Okay, cheers mate. But that's for later, right? Okay, exit full screen. And we can just pause this one over here. And go back to Elite. Right. Okay. So my commands will all be in custom from now on. Mouse, I don't use it for flying. So this is not needed. No, 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 no. Off, 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 off. Your access. That's basically your left and right. No, sorry. Your is your left and right. Yes. So your left and your right you don't have to set, because you have the RZ axis in there. On initial roll, I don't use that. Flight rotation. Roll axis. X. And pitch axis. That is up and down. So Y. Flight thrust, lateral thrust axis. And I'm not going to use that in this case because I'm setting up my thrusters to another button. So this is thrust left, thrust right. Oh, why am I getting 2? That's not good. Okay. And thrust up and thrust down. We don't set those. Throttle. You're gonna set throttle to full range. If you have it forward only, you will have to press a button to go in reverse, and I don't like that. It's all a matter of preferences. So throttle axis will just be my joy axis on my throttle. And I won't set those up because it's full range, so it will stop halfway. Full range uses the throttle range to map to the entire speed range, i.e. 100% to 100% speed. Forward only uses the throttle range to map just the forward speed range. I don't set those on my HOTAS because I'm using only the left side of my commands now. Flight running overrides I'm not using at this moment, for my joystick that is. Flight assist, yes, I have that one, it's over there. Engine boost is on my throttle. And now enable frame shift drive. And I had that set in those keys on the little pull up button. Enable super cruise and enable hyperspace. I'm not setting the other one on my HOTAS at the moment because I'm setting that up for voice attack later in that area. Rotational correction, I don't have a button assigned for it. And select target ahead. That's this button. Next ship. That one, previous ship, that one, select highest threat, Charlie 3, cycle next hostile ship is up, cycle previous hostile ship, that one, and that will probably change later on, I think. And now my jetty's in the way. Okay, select wing 1, 2 and 3. I'm gonna leave those blank at this moment because it's not up on my graphic, and it will probably be set up with voice attack, but I can add it later with another button. Because these functions were added later on, after the voice attack already was out and this graphic was already made. Cycle next subsystem. I'm gonna set that one on Joy 7. It's also a later addition, but I'm always using that key for it. No, sorry. I mean that one. Cycle next system in root. Cycle next subsystem. That's the subsystem on your target. So I'm gonna set that to up, and the previous subsystem to down on one of my HH thingies. Or it's H4. It's yeah, on my throttle. Yep. Primary fire. Secondary fire. Cycle next fire group. That's on the same as I did my subsystem selection. Only now I will use the left and right on that one. Cycle next is forward in this case, and cycle previous is backwards. Deploy hardpoints. Firing deploys hardpoints. So when I click my button, my fire button, the hardpoints will automatically engage. Silent running, I had that set up on this one. Heatsink I don't have assigned to a key. Ship lights, I don't think I have it set up to the HOTAS system. No. Sensor zoom, I have that one, I think. But I'm gonna set it on a different one. I have one of the rotational switches for that. So now it will have full rotation because I use this one. I can use this one and I can use it on a switch, but I will use just one of the turning cycle thingies. And increase sensor zoom, decrease sensor zoom, divert power to engines. That is up on Joy 11. Power to weapons, Joy 12. Systems or your shields. And power redistribution. I don't have an Oculus, so I don't do that. Cargo scoop, I will set to that button. Jettison all cargo, I'm not going to set that, just for safety reasons. Landing gear, up there. Microphone mute, I'm not using. Shield cell, not using it at this moment. And I will put Java release, although I use it with voice attack, I will assign a key for it, button or trigger in this case. Debug camera, I will not set it on my joystick, but I know it will be F1, and I will set it over here. It's not, it's used in voice attack too, but I know it's F1, so I'm already setting it. It doesn't matter. UI panel focus, and it is directional. Yep. Target panel and the comms panel. I don't think I have that on one of my HOTAS commands. No. Oh, I now see that the deploy heatsink and the ship double ship lights is on a little button that's not supported at this moment. I have to set it in the X55 device manager, which I'm not gonna do. So comms panel will not be set in this at this moment, and I think it will be enter in voice attack. It will also be the quick comms. Yeah, quick comms will open a minimized window. Sensor panel. Let's see, I have that one set. You can see this, right? Yeah, you can. Just check it. Sensor panel, system panel. Open galaxy map, and let's see. I'm not gonna set that at this moment. System map, the same. Toggle head look. It's gonna be set on that one. Game menu, we don't use that. UI panel up, UI panel down, UI panel left, UI panel right, UI panel select, and UI back. I think I had that one set. See. Nope. I don't think I have anything set for it. I have to check later on if I want to set something for it. Next panel tab is the rotary button over there. Previous is backwards. Head look mode I'm not using at this moment. Mouse head look I will set to off. Head look button increments are continuous. I will later set this to my Tobii IX. So look up will be that. Look down. Left and right. Up. Aye. I got a key not responding now. Oh, I set it to the... sorry. There we go. I chose the wrong one. I'm not gonna set on my HOTAS, the galaxy map. So basically that's me done for my HOTAS now. I have some keys left, I think. So let's apply this. And it's still there. Okay. Let's try it out. Start. I will do so in solo at this moment. Loading, loading, loading. Drink. Wow, takes some time. Okay. I'm in a Sidewinder. So let's go check if everything's working. First try engines, yes, reset. Weapons, yes. And it's working. I can't use that at the moment. Okay, it seems that my I'm trying to use the head look now. Oh, I have to hold it. And I don't want that. So we're gonna change that. And where is it? No. Direct accumulate. I think I have to set it up here. Yeah, okay, here it is. Toggle and apply. Try it again. And there we go. Full rotational. So that's working. And I can't use that at the moment. So okay, up and down. And selecting, yes, working on 2. Up, down. Yes. And let's go target panel. Okay, and now the tab switches. Yes, also working. And let's see if this is working, left and right. Perfect. Sensor panel, although it's not engaged at this moment. And system panel. Okay, that's fine. Okie dokie. So that's basically me able to be flying. Panel focus. Shaft doesn't work at this moment, of course. Mouse is working. So let's launch. And let's see if the thrusters are working. Yes, I can go up. Oh, okay. There is something wrong with my throttle. Ah, it's inverted. Okay. So let's be careful not to change that before we get explodified by the station. Throttle. Alright, it's on. Okay. Okay, that's a bit strange. Let's see what happens. It seems that my flight controls are also inverted. Yeah, that's pretty irritating. Flight rotation off. Okay, so only the only the pitch. Pitch. There we go. With 2 minutes to spare. I'm out of here. Okie dokie. So let's retract the landing gear. Okay, that's working. And
shields offline. Scan detected.
Okay, silent running is on hold at this moment. I don't want that.
Signature restored.
So let's get a bit of distance. And let's see where it is. Flight assist, no. Silent running, here it is. Let's do toggle. There we go.
Silent running. Shields offline.
Okay,
Thermal signature restored.
let's try the engine boost. Perfect. Thrusters seem to work perfectly. So let's target the ship. There we go. Target ahead. I don't have a hostile, of course, at this moment. Flight assist.
Flight assist on. Flight assist on. Flight assist off.
Okay, so that's still on hold.
Flight assist on.
And I don't want it on hold, I want it on toggle. Flight assist, where are you? Flight assist. Toggle. Any more things that are on hold and need to toggle? Toggle, toggle. Toggle. Do, 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 do. Okay. And resume.
Flight assist off.
Awesome.
Flight assist on.
Just how I want it. Okay, let's target the ship again. And let's deploy my hard points. Not gonna shoot it. I will probably get shot up.
Target shields offline. Shields online.
Okay. So. Yes, down is my. Oh, I lost target.
Shields offline.
There's a power plant and upwards and. I don't have any fire group set up, I think. No. So let's try that for this test. I'll put my chaff launcher on fire group 1, although I don't use it there. That doesn't matter. And now I can test it. There it is. Chaff low power. So I will fly a bit out of the station. And if all is good, I've just deployed my chaff. I think. Yes, here it is. Previous fire group. It's working. And I don't have a K-Warrant scanner target lock. So let's see if I can target the ship. And of course that shouldn't be a space station, because that's rather stupid. And there it is, out of range.
Target shields offline. Frameshift charge detected. Target shields offline.
Shadow dealer. Oh, he jumped. But my K-Warrant scanner is working. So that means my secondary fire button is also working. Basically that's... Oh. And my sensor. Yeah. Okay. Lovely jubbly. So that basically means now that I am pretty much set for my normal controls, and maybe I will set some extras up later on. So let's go back inside. Or rather let just keep flying here. It's no problem. Okie dokie. So now what I'm gonna do no, is go back to my options, my controls. No, still not there. And now I'm gonna fill out the entire right side where you all see this. I think I have to set these ones, pitch up, pitch down, left, right. And your axis still stays there. Okay, let's have a quick spin again. Oh, yeah, it's now inverted, of course. So I have to reset those. Oh. To the correct order again. And invert yes, invert axis off. Back to game. Okay, now that doesn't seem right, actually. Because when I pull back, I want to pull. I'm now pulling back and I'm pointing down. Yaw, invert. There we are. Pitch down. I had that changed around. It can happen. We're not perfect. There we go. That's good. And bank left and bank right. Lovely. Okie dokie. So back to options. And now I'm gonna fill out all the blank spots from throttle down to below, and I'm gonna use that video that I just showed you as a guide. And let's see, where is it? I had it over here. And I'm gonna, you can pick frame by frame, I think. That would be very handy. And I will just pause it where need be. I will show you what I'm looking at. So basically, this is the presets that we're in, and I'm not setting any commands yet. So I will continue until I see something. There we go. So basically they want to set your left and your right to A and D. Well, I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use my flying for on my keyboard. Same goes for my thrusters. Okay. this is another thing. I will let it run up a bit. There we go. Increased throttle, decreased throttle, the throttle speed, those are all used by voice attack. So let's go and set those up. So scroll down. Flight throttle, here we are. And now I will switch this video to my, no, I will just alt tab out and in. So increase W and S. So it's W and S. Continuous. Numpad minus. 75 and 50, 987. So it's 987. This one is X, if I'm correct. Yes, it is. And then it's numpad 1, 2, 3, and 100% is plus. There we go. Let's apply those. And let's have a quick check if it's all working. And throttle up, 100%. Throttle backwards, 100%. And full stop is X. Increments backwards, 25, 50, 57. Full stop. Forward 25, forward 50, and forward 57. Awesome. Those are the commands that voice attack will be looking for when you give a command, like forward 75%. Okay, I will press play on my video again. What's next that I will come up with? Nothing yet. Here we go. Flight resilience. And stop here. Disable flight assist. Oh. Has my music stopped? My music has indeed stopped. Sorry for this interlude. And I will now go back to disable flight assist. Back to options again. Still in custom mode. Flight training overrides, no. Disable flight assist, there we are. Now my video is a bit different than how it is set up now in game, because there have been some commands added to it. So I have to really be careful not to enter a wrong one. So flight assist is Z. give that one to toggle. Engine boost is tab. Enable frame shift drive is J. Enable frame shift drive to super cruise is numpad slash. Enable frame shift drive to hyperspace is numpad asterisk. Rotational correction. We don't have a button for that. No. I will play again a bit, so it will scroll up again. Because we're now going to targeting. Right. Select target ahead. Is the T. Cycle next ship. G. Cycle previous ship. B. Cycle highest threat. Epsilon. Yankee. Cycle next hostile ship. Hotel. Cycle previous hostile ship. November. And this is where the video doesn't provide you with anything, because this wasn't in game yet at the time that it was the video was released. So I will skip those for now. I will go to cycle next subsystem. That's over here. And that's gonna be the India. Cycle previous system. Sorry, it's gonna be Kilo. Gunsight system leading target next system in route. And that's was one of the things that was added later, so I will add that later. It is there in voice attack, but I have to use voice attack itself to look in the profiles on what key bindings is assigned to it. And let's go to the weapons. It has only one, no, sorry, 3 keys set up to it, and I have to really look good now because it's a dot and a comma. Okay, primary fire, secondary fire we're not going to use. Cycle next fire group is the dot. And I'm gonna use this one, otherwise you will be using the numpad one, but it doesn't say so in the video, so I'm not using that, so I'm using this one. And previous fire group is the comma. Deploying hardpoints. Deploying hardpoints is uniform. Okay, that's all set. We're going to silent running. Silent running is delete. There it is. And deploy a heatsink. We're gonna set that to Victor. And ship lights. Well, there's no. That's not the L, as one would expect it to be. I will let my video run a bit, so I will have everything inside again. Ship lights. Insert. increase sensor zoom is page up, and decrease page down. The systems power and signing is up, right, left and down on the arrows. Up, left, right, oh sorry, right, left and down for balancing. Reset an Oculus Rift. I'm not gonna set that, I don't have one. For voice attack it will be F12 if you want to know. Cargo scoop is home. And jettison or cargo is end. If you don't want to set that because you are afraid that you will do anything wrong, please don't. Landing gear, that should be the L, I think. Yes, it's very obvious as well. Microphone mute, I'm not gonna use that. Now for voice attack, I don't know if there's a command for it, and otherwise you can set it yourself. Use shield cell. Slash back. And now I have to get my videoing gear again. Because that last bit was just missing. And chaff launchers is Charlie. Mode switches. Mode switches. UI focus is hold again. Okay, where is my hold key? Because it's not called hold on my keyboard. I think it's lock. No. No. Where to find your hold key? Pitch down. I can't find it anymore. Insert del and page. Okay, right. I think we're gonna skip that for now, I guess. Insert, delete home and page up, page down. Oops, there we go. I did that wrong. So now I have to go back to the ship lights. Because that was insert. And delete was also set already. Right, I will not set it at this moment then. Oh, right, okay, I was reading it wrong. It's right. UI focus mode is on hold. So that's been changed. It was differently. Yeah, okay, it's changed. So you're completely looking for something and there is no hold key. Right. Okay, noob. So this is left shift. I'll also bring up my Steam. Target panel. And what are we using for that? It's number 1. Because this is pretty important. Comms panel. It doesn't say, comms panel is 2 and quick comms is enter. Okay. Comms panel is 2 and quick comms is enter. Focus on text input field. When this option is enabled, the comms panel will automatically select the text input field when switching to the chat log tab. You can switch it to on and off, and it basically says that if you're in voice attack, if you open comms panel, there will be a cursor right away if it's on or is it on off. I don't really know. We have to check it later. And otherwise, you can set voice attack to input commands on its own, which is pretty handy if you're a pirate. Okay, so that's done. Sensor panel is set to number 3. And system panel is set to number 4. It's all a bit different in the video. Okay. Open Galaxy map. Is that one. And open system map. Is not listed here. Is no. Okay, open system map is not on my video at this moment, so we leave it blank. Look, no, it's not there. No. What else do we have? Open system map. We need to come back to. Okay, there was a pause button here first, but it's also been removed. Headlook, no, we're not using at this moment, so I will just play forward for the interface mode. Interface mode. Basically straightforward. Panel up, down, left, right. Select, space, backspace. The next panel tab is E, and the previous one is Q. These are probably one of the most important ones that you have to set if you are willing to make docking commands in voice attack. Okay, I think I'm almost done then. Only for the Galaxy map. buttons to set, and you can basically use some of the same commands that you have previously used, or same key commands. It's all a matter of preference, this one, because I'm not using them in voice attack actually. So here we are. Pitch up. I think it was a T. I saw Tango. Pitch down is a golf. And cameo left is Quebec. Cameo right is Echo. As you can see, it will not override any of the current keys that we already set. Translate forward is the W, which we previously used also. And backwards is Sierra. Left Alpha, right Delta. And we also have translate down and up. Translate up, that will be the Romeo. Down, Foxtrot. Zoom in, Zulu. Out, X-ray. And we are now at the bottom. So we should be all set, at least for now. All commands are set for voice attack and the game itself. And we use the custom presets. Click apply. Let's give it a quick check. That is still there. Otherwise you will have to start over again, and again, and again. And it takes, as you can see, it takes a while to really set it all up. Back to game menu, resume. So now when I go to my target panel, I think that was the number 1 key. I can also translate left, down, right, and see what was the panel selection. That was back, yes. Oh, that was my afterburners. Okay, the Q, E, because basically what you're gonna do when you are setting up your voice commands for your landing procedure request is what will happen is you will be over here, you will request docking, voice attack will go to your targeting panel, then it will go to contacts, it will select Garen Hub, go 1 down, request docking,
request granted.
and focus again. It will all do it for you, so you don't have to do it yourself. So let's see, let's do it again. It's now already there. Also what voice attack will do is it will return to the previous position. It will reset it. So when you next say select cargo transactions, it will immediately go from, if you select transactions or whatever you want to say it will go there and it will just skip one up right away. It will be right there. The guys from HS Voicebacks have already included the profiles for it, and they worked brilliantly most of the time at least. But we're gonna set it up now. Oh, sorry. It's my afterburners again. Okie dokie. So that's done. So let's get the video away. And let's give you some vision on this. Okie dokie. Voice attack. I've already installed it, of course. Always run it as administrator. And here it is. You can see that it's unrecognized because it's not recognizing my commands at this moment. Before using your voice attack, you have to do the learning, and you will go to your settings. This is Windows 10, and let's see, it's here, time and language, speech, and you have to set text to speech, and you have to learn it. You have to teach your computer how to listen to you. So you press this one, get started, and then you have to read up some sentences so your computer can understand you. Do it a couple of times and you will be all good. Because at this time it just recognizes simple speech. It's not registering anything, and I'm not even saying it. It just thinks that I'm saying it. But it doesn't matter. I have different voice packs installed here. I also have a profile switcher if I want to, but I'm not using that for this one at this moment. I'm just using normal Vasco, and he's not saying anything because I haven't waken him up yet. What you want to do is you have to set this little one to active window. If you don't do that and you set it to something else, voice attack won't respond to the active window that you're in. So if you're in Elite and you haven't set it to active window, Elite will be your active window, it won't listen to it. I had some problems in the beginning with that. It's a learning mistake, and well, you'll get over it soon. It's still recognizing that I'm speaking to it, so that's good. Otherwise, if it's not, go to your voice attack options. I'm using the system default speech recognition at this moment. I have set disable adaptive recognition on. For if you are in really noisy environments like kids screaming in the background a lot, or your wife or your girlfriend is watching TV, or your boyfriend or your husband. Keyword display layout, system default, and you have to direct it to where your voice attack sounds and apps are located. So just find them. They're always on your C drive in the X56 folder, program files, and for me it's over here. I want to show. There we go. Program files 86, and it will be here, and voice attack. There it is. It will install there. It's a very cheap program, voice attack. It's really immersive. So sounds and apps. you have to direct those to there. If you don't do that, it won't listen to your voice commands or your voice specs. The apps, it's clear, it's empty, doesn't do anything, but here the sounds, here are your voice specs. So I'm using Vesco VSASC HOTAS, and Vesco is over here, and here are all your commands over there. Your profiles, which we've spoke of before. So I have set the Vesco HOTAS. So here your binds, profile switching, basic profile, beta profile. No, I haven't used that one. I might have renamed it. Could be. Yes, I have renamed it. It doesn't matter. Mostly go for the beta profiles. You just copy it into voice attack. Because you can just add here. No, it won't do that now. Because I'm here. Also, joystick option, joystick 1 and 2 not assigned. Just leave it blank. It's just basic. Here you can put in your registration key. If you got one, you can try it out for free at the start. And your command weight. I've set it to 80. So now I will ask Vesco to wake up. Vesco, wake up.
Initiating voice control on.
Vesco has waken up. Confidence level 55. So I can, I could retrain my computer to get more confidence in it, and he's now listening to my commands. These are all the profiles that I'm having at this moment. I have 892 commands in there, and here you can see the actions that it does and the keys that are assigned to it. Categories, description, what it does, and basically these are your spoken commands. So if you say the stuff that's not in brackets, it will listen to it and it will activate your command in your screen at that time. Yes, indeed. Hey, welcome Percat, and indeed the CQC stress test opened for everyone, so everyone is playing Elite at this time, and I'm streaming, well, mostly recording this setup of voice attack and all my keybinds, and I will later post it to YouTube, of course. So these are your commands that I can use at this point for this voice pack. So now that I've set all my commands up, all my keybinds up again in Elite Dangerous, I can go and use them. I've already awakened Vesco. You can export profiles, you can import profiles, you can, here they are, you can create a profile on your own if you wish, and you can get profile switches to it. But there are a lot of videos on the web that explain you exactly how to use voice attack. So I'm not gonna delve deep into that at this point. So now I will go back to Elite and let's see if stuff is working. Now I'm flying and you have to reset your systems, and basically the command that I give that for in-flight to Vesco is check systems. Check systems.
Onboard scanning initiated.
It had to, well, adapt to my voice again. So now it should be all reset. So I can now give my other voice commands. Power to engines.
Max engines.
Power to systems.
Diverting power to requested systems.
Power to weapons.
Power to weapons. Well, who wants to live forever? Dive!
Balance power.
Resetting.
Deploy hardpoints.
Deploying weapons.
Next fire group.
Next fire group.
Previous fire group.
Previous fire group.
Deploy chaff.
Deploying chaff.
Retract hardpoints.
Retracting all weapons.
Engines 25%.
Understood. 25%.
Power to engines.
Power to engines.
Full power. Engines 100%.
100%.
As you see, he didn't listen to full power, so there isn't a command set up for that. And I will show you, because these are the commands that I've... sorry, I didn't show you on Elite. Okay. But you could have seen that what happened is in voice attack you could see it all running and shortcut will come up. So I will go back. Power to engines, this is one. I can edit this command. And here you can see what it will do. This is the text that it's listening to. So it will react to divert power to engines, engines full power. If you want to add something, you just add dot comma and add anything that you like. You can say anything, it doesn't matter. You can type it in and it will recognize it. So I'll get Elite back up now and let's try that again. Full stop. Oh, this is a little bug that's there. It's also nice to show you. Sometimes when you tap in and tap out with voice attack on, it will, yeah, that will happen from time to time. Just tap in, tap back out again, and you're okay. Let's see if my commands are still here. My controls, it's all set to custom. It's still here. As you can see, lovely jubbly. And let's hope it stays there. Deploy hardpoints.
Deploying and readying weapons.
Power to weapons.
Max weapons.
Next fire group.
Next fire group.
Deploy chaff.
Deploying chaff.
Now my chaff is set to a fire group and it doesn't have to be. So I'm gonna remove it from a fire group. Status.
Status.
Okay. I have to reset it, so it will immediately on my fire groups button or tab. Status.
Status.
No, it won't do that. Look up. Check systems.
Onboard scanning complete.
Reset panels.
Bollocks! Correcting minor glitch.
Status.
Status.
It's not back yet, so we have to do that by hand. Look up. Check systems.
Onboard scanning complete.
There is a glitch in the machine. Hunt it down. There is a glitch in the machine. Hunt it down. Reset all systems. Reset all systems.
All systems ready to go.
There is a glitch in the machine. Hunt it down. There is a glitch in the machine. Hunt it down. No, it won't listen to that. And why doesn't it do that? Because it doesn't understand my talking because my mouse is maybe too dry. But that doesn't matter. It's only one single command and I can live without it. Check systems.
On-board scanning complete.
Status.
Status.
Modules.
Modules.
Fire groups.
Fire groups.
And let's get that one away. So now I only have one fire group left, so I can't switch fire groups anymore. And that's perfectly okay. Cargo.
Cargo hold.
Functions.
Functions.
Status.
Status.
Cargo.
Cargo hold.
Modules.
Modules.
Status.
Status.
Transactions.
Transactions.
Cargo hold.
Cargo hold.
Transactions.
Transactions.
Contacts.
Contact.
Sub-targets.
Sub-targets.
Targets cargo.
Scanning cargo.
Navigation.
Navigation.
Look up. Status.
Status.
Look up. Status.
Status.
Next step. Previous step. Next step. Scroll down.
Scrolling down.
Up 2. Up 5. Select. Select. Status.
Status.
Look up. Local map.
System map.
Okay, so that's not working. System map.
Closing map.
Check systems.
Onboard scanning initiated.
Local map.
Displaying map.
That's basically because we haven't set any commands for it yet. So I will go and check what it is. And local map, here it is. And we're gonna edit this command. And basically what it says, it will go begin to condition is system map. And it's a multi-part. So I will have to close this one. And I will have to find a command that's between these brackets. And then to the system map, here it is. It's disabled. Edit. So it's press colon and hold for 3 seconds. That's the key command to it. So go back to Elite. Go back to options. Controls. Scroll down. Where is it? It was here. System panel. Oh, this is the galaxy map. And this is the system map. There we have it. Apply. Back to game menu and resume. And let's see what's happened. Let's try it out. Check systems.
Bollocks! Correcting minor glitch.
Local map.
Displaying map.
And there we go. Close map.
Closing map.
Galaxy map.
Opening cartography.
I don't know what's happening with the sensor panel. You thought switch a bit, twitch a bit up and down. It's a bit strange. Zoom in,
Decreasing sensor range.
zoom out.
Increasing sensor range.
So there's no, I think I don't have any voice commands for my Galaxy map. I mainly use my mouse and my keyboard for that. And that's not a big problem. Close Galaxy map.
Closing map.
I still see my sensor panel moving when I do that, so that's a bit strange. I don't know what's causing that. Retract weapons.
Unable to comply.
Retract hardpoints.
Unable to comply.
Jack systems. Jack systems.
Compiling data now.
Retract hardpoints.
Unable to comply.
Hardpoints.
Tang-a-lang, tang, 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 tang-a-lang.
So that basically that command was out of sync. Reset all systems.
Initiating scan of onboard components.
Deploy hardpoints.
Deploying armaments.
Retract hardpoints.
Retracting armaments.
Full stop. Full stop.
Cutting engines. Stop here.
Okay, so let's go back to the space station and try the docking command. 100%.
100% now, sir.
Power to engines.
Power to engines.
My joystick is not as responsive as it was normally. So, but that's a bit of tweaking that I have to do, I guess. Afterburners. Afterburners. Boost engines. Boost. Afterburners. It's not recognizing. But it's recognizing it, but let's see. Let's see. Afterburners. The command for that is keybind as tab, if I'm not mistaken. I don't seem to find it. Burners, there it is. Press tab key. It should work then. Afterburners. Check systems.
Onboard scanning complete.
Afterburners.
Afterburners maxing engine.
So it worked all along, it just didn't understand me. I can live with that. And as you can see, you can still use your normal HOTAS commands. Request docking.
as requested.
There it is. Yeah, my joystick is not as responsive as I want it to be. Deploy landing gear.
Landing gear is down and locked.
It's very unresponsive. This won't do.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
So let's see if I can find the cause for that. Options, controls. It's to custom now. That sounds are set correctly. Those settings are all the same. Let's see if this is any different. Right, I can't use that at this moment, of course, because I haven't set all those keys up to it. Launch.
Initiating. Making checks. Pre-launch diagnostics checked. Preparing now.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Okay, it looks better now. So I don't know why it did that. It's not as responsive as I wanted to, so it's maybe because there's some stuff in the background. I will check it later on. Because I can't fine-tune it as good as I wanted to. Jump drive.
Engaging jump drive.
Fly.
Retract landing gear.
Landing modules already
Landing gear.
retracted. Landing gear is down and locked.
Check systems.
Onboard scanning initiated.
Jump drive.
Friendship drive engaging.
Okay, that's working again.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Nice. And here my flight control seems okay. So that's all good then.
Deploying the cargo scoop.
No, you don't. Sometimes voice attack picks up commands that you are not saying or not meant to say. It does that from time to time. So that I think we're all set again. It's taken a while. It's taken me well on 2 to 3 hours to reset all my commands again. So yeah, there's the minor glitch again. I've tapped out, tapped back in, and now I can
I'm
use it
afraid
again.
that's classified information.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's magic. It's magic. It is magic. Magic?
Queen! Oh, wonderful! It's alive! It's alive! Yes. Oh, I adore Queen.
Yes, Tamayan, I'm having a lot of fun with my bindings and voice attack commands, as they were again wiped. So what I've done, basically, normally there will be here the bindings from HS voice packs, it would be in here, and it isn't. It's just the standard commands that are in there, and I can't copy them back. I have them, I keep copying them, but they won't come back again. So I've set all my commands now to custom, all my HOTAS commands and all my voice attack commands on the right. And let's hope it stays there. I will take another copy of this profile and these bindings, and hope it will stay in longer than the ones that I had from HS voice packs, because well, it's getting a pain having to redo them at times, because basically what's happened, as a short recap, File Explorer, and your bindings are over there. App data, local, frontier developments, very dangerous, options, and bindings. And here this should be. And this one, this binds file is not there. It doesn't show it. I will remove it anyway. It just delete. Goodbye.
Negative.
Oh. Because I'm not using it anyway. Is it the beta that may have done it? It's happened before. Yes, it happens to me before, and it also happened before in Windows 7, and it has happened before without having a beta. So Frontier knows of the problem that some people have with it, and they're looking into it, but yet they can't find it. So it's a shame. But anyway, I am done for now. I think I've set it all up again. I can go on tweaking and setting up, and further some diagnostic checks to do. So basically that's it for now. I will sign off and go have dinner. This video will be on YouTube, so everyone can look at it, how noob I am at setting stuff up. But maybe it's useful. So thank you for watching this, and I hope to see you on one of my next streams. And let's hope it will not be as yesterday that I had to cancel it because of this problems with the bindings. Anyway, thank you all, and see you in the Void Commanders.